Alright, how's it going, YouTube? So anyways, I wanted to go ahead and, since my last video was a Marincess combo, or deck profile, I wanted to do a Marincess combo tutorial. One of the strange things about this deck is that I think with the build I have, it actually functions very non-linearly. A lot of the deck depends, like your end boards and how strong they are, depends on what Blue Tang finds, or what you end up milling off of Spring Girl. And I feel like, because the combo lines are so diverse and so different, I do think the deck has a very interesting skill ceiling, but I also think that showing, oh, this is what the deck can do is not nearly as important as showing how the deck functions in real time. So this hand is actually pretty interesting. We can, it's nice to open double frog. This is a random hand, this is not curated, by the way. So let's go ahead and see how far we can get with this. So, go ahead and normal summon a swap frog. Or special summon the swap frog by discarding our other swap frog to send a copy of Ronin Totem, which we will immediately summon to our side of the field by banishing the swap frog. This is going to get us to our Totally Awesome before we start any of our combos. It's nice little Nibiru or Ash Blossom insurance. So let's start off with our Blue Tang, which is our normal play starter. Gotta find a way to this card pretty much every time. And unlike modern or current Marincess combos, instead of sending our Seahorse, we're gonna send our Spring Girl. Spring Girl is the new Life's Blood of the deck. We're gonna go Blue Slug. It's going to add back Spring Girl. And we're gonna peek at the top 3 cards of our deck and see what we got. Let's go ahead and give it a good shuffle just in case. Battle Ocean is fantastic. That's going to raise the ceiling of this combo by a ton. So let's go ahead and special summon out the Spring Girl like a Chaos Monster by banishing another Marincess. And let's link her away for a Sea Angel. So Chainlink 1, we're going to do the mill, and Chainlink 2, we're going to search for a copy of Marincess Dive. And we're going to mill 2 and see if we can find something cool. Failure is actually a little unfortunate, but it's not going to matter for this particular combo. You do not want to mill a hand trap. It's the one weird downside of it, because milling a hand trap means that Fishboard Launcher does not get to resummon himself as a further extender. But I don't think it's going to be super relevant on this combo. We can go for a Coral Anemone here. And let's go for a Marincess Dive. Plenty of options. But I think I like specialing out a Pascalis and get this Facila Lima out of our hand. We could have made Toad into Shark, or Sharker into Toad, but we've already got our Hard-Made Toad already. So I think instead I'm going to go ahead and special back the Spring Girl and link these 2 away for a Crystal Heart. I'll link these 2 into a copy of Marbled Rock. And with the Anemone, let's go ahead and add back the Dive. That's followed for next turn. And with Marbled Rock, let's go ahead and add the Spring Girl to hand. Link 4, I don't really like my hand size, and I feel like I want to draw into an interruption. So we're going to go for a Bubble Reef here. And I'm going to go equip the Coral Anemone along with the 2 Link ones. Really, you just kind of want to leave these in the graveyard for other purposes. This will give me a chance to draw into a hand trap on my next turn, and there's some fun stuff you can do, like banishing the Marbled Rock and then bringing it back next turn with Bubble Reef's effect. All in all, that's not a terrible combo. Let's go ahead and see what we draw during our opponent's standby phase. Crusadia Arborea. Not good this turn, but would lead to helping us with the OTK for next turn. Usually I like to banish the Marbled Rock for that so that we can bring it back by sending a water monster from hand to the grave. So pretty decent first combo. Let's see what our second combo leads us to do. Alright, another strange one. But we do actually have our access to Blue Tang, and I'll show you how. We start off by normal summoning Basilima. This is essentially just any Marincess will do this for us. And we're going to go into a Sea Angel right away to get a copy of Dive. So if you have either a copy of Dive or the Field Spell, any Marincess name gets you to the other. So we're going to activate the Battle Ocean, and we're going to make our Dive early so we get access to the Blue Tang. From here, Blue Tang is going to mill our Spring Girl to the graveyard. And let's link these two away for our Coral Anemone. Blue Tang will allow us to see the top 3 cards of our deck. And those are some decent ones. I would have liked to have found our wave here, but Pascalis is actually quite nice. We'll go ahead and gladly add that to our hand. And let's put these back on top of the deck and shuffle that puzzle. So strangely here, I want to get this Pascalis in the graveyard, so we're gonna special our Swap Frog by discarding the Pascalis. And let's go ahead and send our Ronin Totem for some future follow-up. Last, let's have this Coral Anemone special out this Pascalis so that we can special summon this Sleepy Maiden from our hand in defense position. Let's link this away into our Blue Slug that we have not summoned this turn. Let's add back our Spring Girl. And let's go ahead and banish our Blue Tang to special summon our Spring Girl. Here, we're going to link our Blue Slug and our Spring Girl away for a Crystal Heart. And we're going to mill 3. Let's take a look. Wave is fantastic. Veiler less so. And Fishborg Launcher right after we hit the Veiler. Okay, so I think we're going to end on just the one Link 4 here. Unfortunately, I also didn't hit another Frog for our Ronin Totem. We do have Link 4. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and link these away into our Marbled Rock. We're going to add our Sleepy Maiden back to hand and our Dive back to hand. And let's go for a Great Bubble Reef. That sounds quite nice. We can target the field spell to special summon our Maiden after equipping, count 'em, 3 monsters to our Bubble Reef. And oh, we should have added our Wave back instead of the Dive. Apologies. So right here we have the ability to make all of our monsters unaffected. the ability to draw a card in opponent's standby phase, or if we're worried about the swap frog, we can go ahead and make the Aqua Argonaut instead. Again, it's kind of flexible between Bubble Reef and Aqua Argonaut. Might also be matchup dependent. If you're against a deck with a lot of spells and traps, it might be better to go for the Aqua Argonaut, but if you're going against a very combo-heavy deck, and you want to just fish for more hand traps, Bubble Reef is probably not a bad way to do so. Out of curiosity, if we banished our water monster, take a look at the top card, would have been an Effect Veiler, so we would have had 2 interruptions, or 3 interruptions from hand, and a very difficult to out monster. Not bad at all. So last combo, I would like this to be a health combo, so I will probably make sure I have an Arborea in hand. That is not an Arborea. Also, that is a very funny hand. That is also not an Arborea hand, even if it is a very good one. Yeah, sometimes the Dueling Book Shuffler just doesn't want us to have fun things, so... Best part is these hands are very, very strong. There's our brick. Looking for a random hand with Arborea in it. This will do it. Cool. So we're going to Signet Mining our Wave Away. I guess we can add that back later on in the combo. For a copy of Blue Tang. We're going to normal summon Girl. And we're going to send our Spring Girl to the graveyard. And then you already know, link 1 into our Blue Slug to add back to hand the Spring Girl. And let's take a look and see if we can find an extender for the future. We will go ahead and get that Basilima in our hand. And we'll shuffle these Prosperities back into the deck where they belong. From here, let's go ahead and get our Link 2 going by banishing our Blue Tang for our Spring Girl. And let's go get that field spell out of the deck. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and let's special the Arborea to our Link Pointer. And let's fire off our Battle Ocean. Also, I do need to mill 2 cards for the Spring Girl. Let's see if we can find something fun. Those are not fun mills. For the sake of just showing what the deck can do when you don't hit a hand trap, let's not hit a hand trap. Vernon's Hoden and Pascalis will work. Okay. We're going to... Minor cheating, but we'll stick with it for now. We're going to go for the Arborea and the Blue Slug into our Crystron Halki Fibrax, and we're going to summon out our Fishborg. Launcher, which I was hovering and didn't realize. So tons of options from this position, but I think I like linking these 2 away for a copy of Coral Anemone. And then let's go ahead and special back our Fishboard Launcher. And then let's summon our Pascalis to get this Basilima out of our hand. Let's go ahead and overlay these into Shark. And then let's detach to special out a copy of Totally Awesome. Vanished, Brave. Let's get our Crystal Heart. And let's go for an Aqua Argonaut. Equipping all 3 of our Marincess links. which is very nice. Unfortunately, not going to be able to equip that Coral Anemone here. It's not a big deal, thankfully. Let's fire off our dive. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an extender of some kind. I like going for Sleepy Maiden here, I think. Because I'd like to get that in rotation. So let's link these two away. Add back the Sleepy Maiden. And we can go ahead and make our Marbled Rock, which will add back our Wave. We have a couple options here. If we'd like to, we can extend further by specialing the Sleepy Maiden to put a counter on this. And I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I like drawing cards. So we'll go ahead and lose a little bit of our field spell protection because I feel pretty good about it. Go for our Bubble Reef for a draw by banishing this in our opponent's standby phase. And we have our blue tank for next turn. Absolutely perfect. So with this, we have our Omni Negate with Toad. We have a Spell and Trap Negate. We have the ability to continue to draw cards and recur resources. If this survives to your next turn as well, you can banish the Marbled Rock and then discard the blue Tang to get 3 free link material on our side of the field, which is very, very powerful. And again, she's going to be about a 3,300 monster on our opponent's turn. We can even make her bigger by banishing the Sleepy Maiden to... Oh, actually, let's go ahead and banish that Sleepy Maiden. Put our Coral Anemone here. That will probably turn off our Imperm, but will also allow us to proc the Coral Anemone by linking away our Argonaut if we want to. But yeah, tons of options, very, very powerful combos, and you see the power of Crystron Halki Fibrax when you end up getting it. Some other fun things you can do that I didn't showcase there, if you manage to mill the Arborea with your copy of Spring Girl, you can revive her with the Coral Anemone, and that will allow for the full extension. Again, just you're looking for some way to get a large amount of link fodder on the field, and this is about as good a setup as you're going to get. I don't think there's many decks that are going to beat 2 towers and a Toad, especially when they have to attack into one of them. So, yeah, that's the deck. Again, the deck profile is in a separate video. I highly recommend checking that out. But go ahead and give the video a like. Let me know if you'd like to see other videos, especially for my other pet decks. I do play a lot of different decks, but I think another one that might have a pretty cool combo tutorial is I have a Duelists build that I might try to release soon to show off what the new support can do for that deck. So, yep, that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out.